Hey everybody, how y'all doing this afternoon? I'm sitting here waiting. I just got a message. I told y'all I was gonna go live today because I'm expecting something very profound. I have testimony on testimony happening, and today is it's one of those things that I had a prophetic sense of before it happened, but I didn't realize it until it did happen, and that's usually how things happen. You know, I told y'all that when I went on my trip, that God had some big plans for it if I would do what He asked me to do, and if I would show that I was willing. And I talked the other day about Abraham, about how Abraham just being willing was what gained him favor. And so, when you're obedient, and when God tells you to do something and you're obedient, it says in the Bible that He's a rewarder of those who diligently seek Him. And obedience is seeking. When your heart's really in it, that you want to be obedient to the Lord, that's seeking. So, because you know, when God gives you a direction and you follow it, you know that there's a promise, but you don't know what the promise is on the other side of it. You don't know what the blessing is going. You know there's going to be one. You don't know what it is. Could be anything. It don't necessarily have to be financial. Main blessing is that you get spiritual growth. You become more mature. You get more revelation, and with more revelation, you can have a closer relationship with the Lord, and that's the number one thing that the seeking's all about, is because that's enough. Jesus is enough. But Jesus' love is so big that He'll give you more than what you even thought to ask for. So before I went on my trip, I knew something was coming, but I didn't know what it was. And I do believe this is just the tip of the iceberg. But if I remember last year, when I was in the middle of that heavy spiritual warfare when it first started, so I was in the battle with the city. I was about to lose my house. I thought I was going to be homeless on the street. And my estimation was, these buffalo gnats are horrible. It was the mosquitoes the other day, now it's the buffalo gnats. It's always the devil. It's always the devil. But in my estimation was, you know, in not too long from, I was not going to have a roof over my head. So, at that time I didn't even have a car. And I thought to myself, if I at least have a car, at least I'll have somewhere to lay my head at night, and I'll have some safety, sense of safety, you know. So, when you get desperate and get to desperate situations and desperate measures, you know, your mind goes into survival mode, and you're trying to figure out just, you know, what's the least you need to survive. So I started thinking I need to get, at least I could get a car. I couldn't pay $800 a month on, rent or a house payment or whatever. I couldn't even get a loan for anything. City wouldn't let me put a mobile home over there. It was a mess. So I went to try to go get a car in a used car at Car-Mart, and I had good credit. I had a 700 credit score, but I didn't have the income, and so they said, they turned me down. And so I was frustrated, and I was upset, and I couldn't figure it out. And so then the Lord sent me what I thought was a blessing, which at the time I guess it was, because it gave me a vehicle for a minute anyway, even though it finally went ahead and broke down all the way. But I bought the cheap car, and I thought I could fix it. It was a test. See how much I was going to rely on the Lord to help me through. And I was working on that thing, and the whole time I was like, the Lord is helping me. The Lord is helping me. The Lord's helping me. And He's going to work it out. He's going to work it out. And so, but then, at some point it got to be a little bit too much of a struggle, and the Lord told me to rest. He said, just don't worry about it. But you didn't go anywhere for you right now anyway. He was right. This whole time I've been stuck here after I moved here. My relationship with the Lord's gotten closer and closer and closer. And then He gave me the direction for the pilgrimage to LA. And when I went to go to do that, He told me, when I did it, I said, well, I spent all this money, and then I don't have the money to do the things I need to do what I'm doing. The Lord said, put me first, and everything else will fall in place later. You're sure right, Lord, so I'm going to do it. I trust you. So, I was getting my things together when I was getting ready for that trip. And I had to pull my bags out from my luggage to get them all cleaned up and ready. And stored with my bags was my old motorcycle jacket. And that old motorcycle jacket, I pulled it out, and I thought about it. I thought about my old bike, and I thought about it. So sure, like I want to have one again one day, and that, and thought about the memories about how much I like riding, and the Lord told me then, He said, you have one day. All in good time, all in good time. So, I go and I go to LA, and I come home, and the Lord gives me the word. Next mission is transportation. I said, okay, transportation. So I started thinking about working on the car. What could I do to get the car fixed? How I was going to get it fixed. What I was going to do. And, I tried to find a shop. I couldn't find nobody that would work on it. So I said I was going to do it myself. But then I was like, that's going to be a feat. And I don't know if I'm going to handle it. And I was trying to find a transportation for it. It just started being too hard. And I know from experience, when things start to be too hard, it's not the right path. Because when the Lord has you on the right path, things fall into place. When you're struggling, if it's a struggle, you're on the wrong track. And it's when you gotta take a breath. So that's what I did. I did what David did. I took a breath, and I inquired of the Lord. And I said, Lord, what are we going to do? And that night, I prayed all night. And I said, well, I don't know what you're going to do. So the Lord told me, He said, it'll work out. Just don't worry about it. And I went to sleep, and I woke up that morning. And He gave me the next direction. He said, you have $800, go shopping for $800 scooter, because I said seen some online at one time for $800. I thought I'd just get me a scooter, you know. I'm put around town with a scooter. So I went online and I this site I came up on, it had scooters and stuff. I just searched and it came up on there and it had scooters on there. And I was looking on there, but there was none for $800. There was more than $800. So then I looked at it, I was looking around on I was just looking around on the site, and I was like fixing to jump off when I seen this bike. I was like, boy, that sure is a nice bike. The Lord told me, said, check for the financing. So that's what I did. I checked the financing options, and they had this financing option said bread pay. Well, you know how I am about signs, and I know when the Lord speaks. As soon as I heard bread, I know who the bread is. Jesus is the bread of life. So I applied, and to my amazement, I was approved. And at first, that devil, he started talking. And the first thing he said was, it's a scam. And he kept talking, and he kept talking. But the Lord was saying no. And I knew, deep down I knew what it was. So, today, here in just a minute, that miracle, it should be right here on its way. So that's what I'm waiting on. And guess what? The devil's talking still. But the thing is, you gotta choose who you listen to. I've said this before, I've said it many times, there's them voices in your head. You're the one trying to figure out which one's telling the truth, which one's telling a lie. All of them thoughts that run through your head ain't your own. All of them ain't the Lord. There's an enemy in there. You listen to him, he's going to get you messed up. You gotta learn discernment. And that's what the whole point of walking this life is. And walking the Christian path. Following the teachings that Jesus taught. It's training. It's discernment. To learn whose voice is talking to you. Who's telling you the truth. Who's telling you the lie. I listened to that lying one for a long time. There was few and far in between when I listened to that right one. I learned my lesson. That's growth. Some people refuse to do it. Some people think everything's just a coincidence. Everything's just chance. That's a lie. There's a hand. And our God is a providential God, and He will provide. And that's the truth. He just wants you to acknowledge him. He just wants you to know he's there. I tell everybody to think about it like this. If you had a friend that you really, really cared about, and they gave you the silent treatment, wouldn't feel too good, would it? Your husband or wife, and then he give you the silent treatment. They just ignore you. Don't pay you no attention. Act like you're not even there. You wouldn't be too happy about it, would you? What if they went on like that for years and years and years? Well, some people, you know, as far as humans go, they get constantly ignored. They might decide they don't want to have anything to do with that person anymore. They might lose a little bit of their care or their, you know, their willingness to be attentive. I think this may be my bike. But thank God that God, the Lord, is not like that. He's got a big heart, and He's forgiving God, and He's going to forgive us, and He's going to, He's going to, like the prodigal son, the story of the prodigal son, He's going to be there, our Father. He's going to be there when we return. That's how much He loves us. And here we are. This is my bike. I've got to go out here and tell the guys. My bike is. I got to go out here and get on. I got to go out here and see what's going on. I told y'all it was coming. And this is just the tip of the iceberg. Are you? You gonna get the bike out? I'm videoing the whole thing for the arrival of the bike. I don't know if it's in a box. It's supposed to be assembled. They may just be in the box. I don't know. We'll see. I have to put it together if it is. But it should be assembled.
encourage all the customers residential to check it before we sign off on it.
Sir?
I said I always get my customers to check it before we sign off on it. Just to make sure there's
Okay,
no damage.
to check it, make sure? Yeah,
Make
okay.
sure there's no damage.
You want to open it up, make sure? Okay. It's supposed to be assembled, right? It's assembled. You don't know? Okay. They said it was assembled. I don't know. We'll see. Just walk through the water there. Can you get around that way? I don't know if you can.
The mud and
Let me
it
see if
does
I
bad on gravel, but I know for sure.
let me see if I can find something to put over top of it so you can ride over it. I'm gonna find something to see if I can put it on over there for him to roll the fork truck over because he can't get it up the driveway. You got it? Okay. I had some boards over there I was going to use. That's good enough for everybody. You got something to cut it with? That's a plastic bag. It's not all the way assembled. It's not the handlebars.
Front tire right there.
No, that's the back.
Well, there's a tire right here.
I think the handlebars have to be put on because that right. Handlebars in there. Yeah, I gotta put these on there. I think everything is together except for the
Handlebar and the front tire. The front tires right there.
the wheel. And the wheel's in there, but it's not on.
There's one back there.
Yeah.
That's a spare.
The back one, yeah, there it is. Okay. So I gotta put the wheel on and the chain and the handlebars, I think. I'm trying to make sure everything's there. And it's okay. I can't tell. It's so wrapped up.
If it's wrapped up, that's a good thing.
Yeah, it looks like everything's alright on it. It was supposed to be assembled, but I don't know why they sent it unassembled.
What is a motorcycle or dirt?
Huh?
What is this?
Yeah, they're supposed to be already assembled and tested, but
This
I'll
is
have
a
to call
moped?
them. I'll have to call them and find out why they didn't send it assembled. But I mean, I can't do anything about that. I'll go ahead and take it. They're just gonna have to give me. They probably gonna have to give me money back for that assembly fee.
Alright.
All right.
That's your copy.
Okay.
And I'm just going to take a picture.
Thank you.
So let them know.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. Typically we got by the mailbox about the end of the driveway, but
Yeah, I'll call them and find out what the deal is on that. Thank you.
Hey, is there a road where I can turn around at the end of this road?
Sorry.
Can I turn around at the end of this road?
There's another road another road right there you can pull in and then probably back in down this road and go around. Yeah. I get. I don't know. I'm not a truck driver, so, but there's another road that goes all the way down. But there's no like big turnaround spot. But there is another road you can go down and then maybe back up into.
Okay. That's why I tried to call to ask if I had room, if there was room for my truck. Because usually they don't tell customers that we drive tractor trailers. So I said usually I call to make sure I got room for my tractor trailer because I know Saya doesn't do that.
Oh they didn't tell you. Yeah.
They don't tell y'all. Usually they say we got a box truck, and usually people think we're in a U-Haul type box truck.
Yeah. Yeah, they should let you know because you might get stuck somewhere. You can't get around, get turned around. Well, that's it. It's here. I just got to put it together now. I thought I wasn't going to put it together. They owe me an assembly fee. But it's awesome. As I said, the Lord provides. He provided it. It's going to be all right. It's going to work out. I'm not stressing it. I'm not going to stress it at all. It is what it is. But it's beautiful. I'm trying to get the rest of it out of the box so y'all can see it. It's going to take forever to get all this plastic and stuff off of it, but that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get it all unboxed, and then I'm going to try to put it together, and I'll come back with another video. But, as I was saying, that's my miracle, the first of many. It's coming. So, that's what happens when you're obedient. It's not me, though. It's the Lord. The Lord does it to glorify. It's so that I have a testimony. I was studying last night, and that's what I was thinking about was the testimonies, and about how testimonies unlock favor. And I was talking about favor the other day, and testimonies unlock favor. And the reason is because testimonies glorify God. And when you tell your testimony and you glorify God, it makes God happy. It says that the praises of His people, they go up to God and they make a sweet smelling savor. And when He smells it, He feels good and He wants to bless you. So that this God is glorified through your testimonies. That is your witness. And so this is a testimony right now that just happened, what the Lord did for me, because I was obedient to His leading and I was listening to what He had to say. And when you start getting in a deeper relationship with the Lord and you become more obedient, and He wants to give you presents, He wants to give you gifts. Just like anybody, if you care about somebody and they make you feel good, you want to give them presents. I love y'all. I'll see y'all later. I'll come back and show y'all my bike when I get it put together. But I got work to do.